Hello everyone. Today we are going to present about Samsung Electronics in the United Kingdom, and also we are focused on the market of cell phone and television in the United Kingdom. Here is the contents for today's presentation. First, I would like to talk about cell phone market and TV market in the United Kingdom. The number of users of cell phone in the UK is 53.58 million, and estimated revenue is £12.51 billion. According to Simon, market leader is Apple now. In case of TV market in the United Kingdom, 27 million households have TV in the house, and estimated revenue is £60.27 billion. Market leader is Samsung. I will talk about this market share in the other slide. Now I will talk about the analysis of three formal institutions. The UKCA mark is a product conformity mark that was introduced after the UK left EU. International trade, Her Majesty Revenue and Customs is responsible for administrating taxes. Also, UK has concluded bilateral tax treaties with many countries. The purpose of this is to prevent double taxation. South Korea and the United Kingdom negotiated in 2019 to allow a free trade agreement to continue after the Brexit. According to Convene, the UK is looking to increase its inward investment from leaving the EU, especially in the area of technology. One example is the establishment of the ARIA and the UK Infrastructure Bank. These agencies are expected to invest aggressively in sustainable business and technology development. House of Commons International Trade Committee shows the Department of International Trade is responsible for international investment policy. Now let's talk about the economy. According to the World Bank, GDP growth in the UK is shown to be declining between 2015 and 2020. The last year shows a significant decline in growth, possibly due to COVID-19. Partington shows that productivity in the UK has strained over the last decade. The UK government bonds percentage of GDP has increased from 85.2% in 2015 to 104.5% in 2020. In response to this government debt, the Bank of England purchased government bonds as a measure to deal with the global financial crisis. This has reduced the possibility of inflation and stabilizes the economy within the UK. Political risk. Parliament in the UK has two-houses system. In addition, the House of Representatives has a strong dominance and holds most of discretionary power. While the impact of leaving the EU, the Conservative Party won a majority last year for the first time in a decade, which according to Mora's GLT specialties shows that the UK is politically stable. In addition to this, the conclusion of the trade and cooperation agreement between UK and the EU is expected to bring trade with the EU closer to what it was before the EU left. Now we're talking about culture. As a cultural background, Hofstede Insight shows that power distance is low, also very individualistic nation. People in the UK consider success to be very important. Uncertainty avoidance is low, and people in the UK tend to enjoy luxury. Based on these analyses, we can expect that people in the UK are less likely to refuse to spend money on their own interest or hobby. According to the statistics report, Apple has almost half of market share of smartphone in the UK. Samsung has the most market share of TV in the UK. Now let's talk about recommendations on international strategy level issues. Samsung has been developing its products with the intention of not only having the same price range but also better performance than Apple. The problem is declining productivity and less market share than Apple. This study shows that the UK is currently politically stable and the Bank of England's monetary easing measures have kept the possibility of inflation low. Furthermore, the agreement of the trade and cooperation between the UK and the EU will bring UK closer to the EU countries. In terms of timing, Samsung is entering the market later than Apple, so it can take advantage of late mover advantage. The way to enter the market is expected to be a strategic partnership with local company along with the establishment wholly owned subsidiaries. This is because in order to take advantage of British culture of luxury and to provide higher quality and performance, Samsung can expect investment from ARIA and the UK Infrastructure Bank by forming strategic partnership. In addition, partnership with local company could contribute to increased productivity and research and development in the UK. The goal of this strategy will not only access new markets but also diversify the risk.
Thank you, Madoka, for presenting the institution-based analysis of Samsung Electronics. My name is Amit, and I'm going to present before you the resource-based view on Samsung Electronics that contains RIO, value chain, and financial ratios analysis, followed by the international strategic issues in the firm and recommendations that address the same and to shrink the gap between existing strategies and target strategies. Samsung Electronics have many resources and capabilities listed below, such as the company has more than 9,000 patents, including 8,668 utility and 605 design patents, which is one of the top in the world, and also have one of the largest manufacturing units for semiconductors, displays, and batteries that supplies to Apple and LG. It has the latest 5G technology, and the company was the first one to get FCC clearance. The company spends heavily on its R&D. Over 7 billion USD was spent during the pandemic on research and development. Human resources is the biggest strength of any company, and the company believes in diversity and inclusivity, and they recruit from the top business schools in the world. Samsung has a brand value of $74.6 billion and is the cost leader without compromising on technology and latest features. Samsung also has one of the most sophisticated distribution and suppliers network in the world that includes over 2,389 first-tier suppliers with a customer loyalty of 74%. The Brio analysis aims to analyze the company's capability and resources in terms of its rarity, value, inimitability, and organization. Although the company has many valuable and rare qualities, but since the smartphones and TV market is highly competitive and the resources similarities and market commonalities are very high in terms of its competitors such as Apple, it becomes very hard for the companies to have any sustainable competitive advantage against its competitor. Same goes for Samsung. For instance, if the company spends heavily in the research and development, it definitely becomes hard for the competitors to intimate the product or the service, but with similar resources, it will definitely be imitated by the competitors, providing only temporary competitive advantage to Samsung. However, the complexity of developing the product can provide a long-term advantage to the company rather than a short-term one. Nonetheless, the company is the cost leader and is also one of the top patent holders in the world. If the company keeps this pace, it will be hard for the competitors to catch up with the company, resulting in a distinctive competitive advantage. The value chain analysis of the primary as well as supporting activities of the Samsung Electronics determine how much the customer is willing to pay for the smartphones and television after the company's margin. The analysis indicates that the company has a sophisticated inbound and outbound logistics system which the company manages through its subsidiaries. The operating of the company is divided into four divisions globally but not on local or country level, which makes it inefficient to respond to local needs. The analysis also shows that the supporting activities are also very strong and very well established, such as procurement, technology, HRM, and technology. The financial ratios analysis of Samsung Electronics indicates that the company is very well leveraged, which can be seen through the long-term debt-to-equity ratio that stands at 1.10. However, it has a healthy financial position that can be seen through its ability to pay back. The same can be seen through the liquidity ratios that shows interest coverage ratio at 63.3 and quick ratio as 2.44, means the company has sufficient funds to pay 2.44 times of its current liabilities without liquidating any assets. The profitability ratio of the company also indicates a strong position through profitability ratios such as uh, return on equity, which stands at 12.04, and net profits, which stands at 12.71. Samsung holds second position in the market after Apple, which occupies 51.62% market share. In order to expand its market share, the company needs to improve its brand image regarding the product safety, as there has been reports on Samsung phone explosion in 2013. Also, the brand loyalty has declined from 85.7% to 74%. Strategic issues and recommendations. The company has global standardization strategy and have four global divisions to handle operations, but no local division to handle the UK market. In order to respond to local needs while keeping the cost low, global transnational strategy is recommended. In addition, the company needs to focus on product diversification to put more emphasis on premium products and firm performance in order to improve its brand image. This can be done through joint venture, mergers, and acquisitions with other brands to create synergy. Transition from global standardization strategy to transnational strategy would help the company to be cost efficient while being locally responsive, and would be able to engage its employee in the global learning experience, which will eventually lead to better innovations. This new setup can also cause problems such as slow implementation of the processes and policies. A strategic alliance with Apple will eventually result in an improved brand image of Samsung. Further, this will not just create synergy but also a distinctive competitive advantage for Samsung Electronics, which will eventually increase the market share of the firm in the UK market.
Talking about CSR at Samsung UK, their goal is tomorrow for together for tomorrow, enabling people, which aspires and empower people to utilize technology for goodness. And it also mostly focus on education sector. In the Energy in School initiative, it's a project led by Samsung and involving partners, aim to provide colleges and universities with the tools they need to control and reduce their energy consumption. There have been presently 23 schools in United Kingdom participating in this initiative, engaging over 9,000 students. Uh, in employee volunteering program, Samsung encourages workers to participate in their local communities and motivate them to do charities and donation, and they will also provide its employees a euro to euro match on donations on the for the organization they care about. And lastly, the Smart School program. These initiatives aim at providing better education for young individuals with low income families all around the country. Talking about the ethics at Samsung UK. First point is that individual rights and diversities are respected. It means like it will not discriminate or bias the worker on the basis of its caste, sexuality, gender, race, faith, or any other legally protected feature. Company compete within the boundaries of bounds of the law and good business practice, and which means any unethical product or unethical practice will not be tolerated. Companies stay out of politics and preserve the neutrality. It means their personal politics interest and the social political beliefs shall be respected by the company, but workers will not be permitted to engage in any political action within the boundaries of the company. And we keep our accounts transparent by accurately tracking transaction. That means all the transactions shall be correctly recorded and managed by the company, so that no stakeholders can be uh, keep away from the any transaction. Like if there is any financial loss or a big financial impact on the position of the company, then that should be disclosed to the stakeholders. As a member of international community, Samsung had created cultural norms that are consistent with the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals. Um, the first is eco-friendly product and process. From the time of production process begins till the period of a product is discarded, Samsung prioritized the ecosystem. They strive to make all the goods as environmentally sensitive as they practically, from the resource recovery to the development of a new creative item. Samsung conducts a eco partner evaluation on all goods and materials. In this, they certify suppliers via evaluating their environmental integrity assurance. Uh, if they pass that audit, they will be given certificate and they will be selected. And if they fail that, then they will be removed from the distribution chain. The saving energy in a program, Samsung Electronic is constantly working to develop extremely energy efficient products that requires less power while providing a higher performance. So by implementing this innovative energy innovations on their goods in 2020, they were able to reduce product energy usage by 32% relative to 2008, which indicates that their products are performing better and using half of the energy as compared to previous. According to a research by UNEP in 2008, by 2050 there will be around 12 million metric tons of plastic damaging landfills as well as the ecosystem. So Samsung Electronic is quite passionate about this topic, and they have taken some steps and measures to make its product as sustainable as as they can. So in their mobile S10, which is comprised of 29% of reusable plastic, and S10e, it is around 37%. They have also the plastic removed the plastic wraps which to cover the adapters and earbuds to reduce the waste even more. And the earphone and the cords of for Galaxy handsets are also now packed in the paper box to reduce the waste. As per the report of Greenpeace, the corporations like Samsung uses and heavily rely on fossil fuels for more than 80% of its electricity. The smartphones require a lot of energy to run and produce, so there's a lot of electronic waste, which is e-waste, which produces roughly around 40 million tons each year. This corresponds to 800 computers discarded every second, and the majority of it is not recyclable. And not only it ends up in the landfill, it are illegally abandoned in the poor nations, which where they don't have a lot of equipments to recycle it, which results in increasing poisoning the air and land and ocean. So looking at this, Samsung has a linear model. Majority of its product are made in the linear model, so they need some different kind of a business model to support and recycle it. To tackle all the issues, Samsung should focus more on its circular model of business, which is the outside the traditional practice of using materials once and disposing them. Samsung should aim to guarantee that resources could be reused just after the product's life cycle by retrieving, reusing, and recycling them. So Samsung will reduce the quantity of natural resources needed to manufacture, decreasing the greenhouse emission and pollution from trash, and avoiding to damage any landfills or the water. So this circular model consists of first step is to development. In the development stage, when the product is they are planning the product, they should try to use don't try to use energy as less as it's possible, and also make the product which can be easy to recycle. In the manufacturing process, they should while making any mobile or any product using renewable energy more as they are using currently, and also limit the consumption of water and preventing any wastage, uh, or try to reuse that. In the distribution stage, to decrease the CO2 emission, we recommend using electronic automobiles, which also reduce the greenhouse gas and save energy. Uh, and then usage in the usage stage, it is critical to pay attention to the consumption and the consumer engagement phases. So the business strategy is to build high level of consumer contact and help them with providing update and the extended warranty, and improve the product quality so it will stay with them longer. And after the product life cycle is over, they should collect the product again from the customer, and try to recycle it and make some reusable materials from it, and simply close the loop of the recycling process.